All right, guys, here we go. We're out on Kentucky Lake here, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown on what I've been seeing out here recently. It's hard to believe that summer has come and gone. Labor Day has come and gone, and we're already starting to see that fall transition. August was a pretty brutal hot month. The first half, we actually had some pleasant days, some decent days there the latter part of August. I didn't report anything in the month of August. August is probably the toughest month on the calendar year. I had some trips, but I wasn't out here as much in the month of August just because of the summer heat, but that's kind of typical this time of year. But here we are. We're going into almost the third week of September. It's hard to believe we're already here. Fall fishing will be here before you know it. We've had some nice cool nights. Water temperatures are still hanging around 80 degrees. We had some fall-like weather over the last couple of weeks. If you're familiar with the area or been following around here at all, you know that we haven't had any rain to speak of. You can probably see the trees behind me here are actually already starting to turn, but not because of that typical, fall foliage change. It's dry. It's just crazy dry right now. No water, and lake levels are the normal. Labor Day, it starts, 4th of July, they actually start that fall drawdown, but Labor Day's come and gone, and we're about 3 foot low right now, so I think it's sitting right about 356 right now, so 2 foot above winter pool. Be extra cautious out here. There's a lot of tournaments coming up. I know the super tournament Illini division was this past weekend. We've got Music City, LBL coming up. Trey McKinney's got the USA Bassing coming up. There's a big bass tournament. So there's a lot of tournaments going on here in the next few weeks here on Kentucky Lake. So just use extra caution. Just take your time when you're running up that secondary, especially get out on the main river. It's not too bad, but just be careful. Watch your map, look at your map, run the buoys. This time of year can be you can get jammed up in a hurry out here running around on Kentucky Lake in the fall when that water starts to fall down. But again, cool nights. Cooled the water temperature down from those crazy 90-degree days. We had some 90, 92-degree water there in the later part of August. It was just crazy hot out here. No rain, and it's finally started to cool down about 10 degrees. It's hanging around 78 to 80 degrees right now, which is still not ideal for fall fishing conditions. We've got some more hot summer days coming. I think they're calling for another round of 90-degree heat here in the next week or two. So no rain in the forecast to speak of. So the bite has been very tough. There are some days where you can have some, you can get a topwater bite going early in the morning, but overall the bite's been pretty tough. The weights were, they caught them pretty decent in the BFL over the weekend, but the weights, overall you could tell the fishing was really tough, and I don't suspect those guys are getting a lot of bites. Even the guys that caught them aren't catching a lot, I wouldn't think. But like I say, water temps hanging around 80 degrees. Shad they're everywhere. You can go back in the pockets. Some pockets have got shad in them, some don't. It really takes those cool nights and that water temperature to come down in order to get those fish to really push back in the backs, and they just not done that yet. Now, in the fall months, from September all the way till it gets cold enough to throw a topwater, I throw a topwater a lot, and if you fished with me at all, you know that's what I love to do. It's not just a fun bite, but historically, out on this lake in the fall, September, October, that's gonna be your winning bite. And the thing about it in September and even in the first part of October is it is very crucial to get at least 3 bites on top first thing in the morning, especially for you tournament guys. And then you can go out and throw your worm or a jig or a minnow and finish out your limit. But you're not gonna get a ton of bites out here right now. Now, there are a few areas out here right now where I've seen some schoolers, and when I say schoolers, they're small ones. You can catch several a day. I had a couple of days where I had 40, 50 plus fish days, but a lot of small ones coming up schooling and chasing bait. But if you're looking for quality, you know, you throw that top water and you don't put it down. You just cover water, and that's the name of the game this time of year. When the bite is as tough as it is, you've got to hit as many banks, as many transition banks, as many channel swings, and just kind of, it's hard to put together a pattern because you'll catch one on a shallow rock, you'll catch one on a flat pea gravel bank, you'll catch one on windblown lay down. I mean, it's just, it's that time of year. It's just a tough time of year to put together any sort of pattern. Now, when we get these cool nights here, hopefully in the next month or so, that'll all change. The bait will start migrating more towards the creeks, less out on the main lake, and you'll be able to do a little bit of everything. You can fish main lake, you can fish the bars at the mouths of the creeks, you can go back in the creeks. Shad should start pushing back there, and you ought to be able to do a lot of different things. But right now, there's still a good bit of bait out deep. I'm gonna say that there's probably, I haven't looked for it a lot, but there is, if you get on, you know, some shallow ledges, there's probably still some fish to be caught. You won't find them in big schools. I mean, I'm not saying there's not a few places out there that's got multiple fish on it, but for the most part, they're all going to be pretty well scattered out now. You know, summer's come and gone, and that the whole schooling deal, that's kind of a more of a May, June deal. And in the latter part of summer, it starts getting tough. But if you can find those ledges, and I would say that 8 to 10 foot range, fish around wood, you know, around structure, brush piles, things like that. That's what the bait's going to tend to hang around this time of year, is the wood structure, shallow rock, things like that. A big worm, like a Texas rig worm or a jig. This is Dirty Jig's casting jig, just a brown jig. That's a good bait for this time of year. A Texas rig worm, a drop shot is a good bait. A lot of different things that can work out there fishing offshore, but for the most part, you know, it's going to be, again, it's a lot like the topwater, but I would a whole lot rather put a topwater in my hand and get 3 bites as I had to go out there and throw a worm and get 3 bites. That's just me. I like covering a lot of water and finding those areas that those a little bit better quality are hanging around this time of year. But just real quick about a couple of topwater baits. You followed me along here the last couple of years. You know that Catwalk is a cool little bait. I throw it a lot. What's cool about this Catwalk from 6 Cents is that it's a keel shaped head. So if it's like right now, I'm out here and it's fairly calm out here this morning, and you want something a little more subtle, that's the bait. I like that bait. It's just a little more subtle. It doesn't pop as much water. If it's calm, that's the bait right there. Now, if I'm looking to move a little bit more water, this one right here, the Dogma, has got a cupped front end. You can see it there, and it'll spit more water. This is more of the traditional walking style bait that's been around for years. The spooks, the evergreen shower blows. There's a lot of different baits out there that work great this time of year, but that's just a couple. The bone color and in the shad colors this time of year. I mean, it's put a topwater in your hand that you've got confidence in and throw it. There's not one that's going to outfish another. I mean, there are baits, I feel like sometimes, you know, when it comes to topwater fishing, that they might bite a little bit better, but for the most part, just put something in your hand that you've got confidence in and throw it. Another bait is a plopper or a buzz bait. I throw the Nichols Reflex buzz bait a lot this time of year, black with a white trailer. White is a good color buzz bait. For some reason in the fall, I like that black. It's just always kind of been a staple, just about anywhere you go, just a black buzz bait. Get out there first thing in the morning. You can, you know, if you get a little bit of wind, if you're in a calm area, you can throw that buzz bait or that plopper. I don't throw the plopper as much unless it's choppy. If it's choppy and I'm covering a lot of water, you can take the plopper style baits and the Whopper Plopper, Berkeley, 6 Cents, we make one, whichever one you like to throw, and just cover a lot of water with that bait. It's a great bait. I like to throw that buzz bait. It just seems like you get a good quality bite on that buzz bait. Dirty Jigs compact spinner bait. That's a great little bait to have tied on. This has got the 6 Cents jugglement on the back for a trailer. Wood lay down rock that's under the water, anywhere where there's a lay down. That's the tricky part. This time of year, the water has started to fall already, so finding those lay downs that's got any kind of water around them is a little trickier, but if you know where they're at, there's a lot of times there's a fish on them, and you can catch them on that little spinner bait. And then another bait that I throw a lot this time of year, it's just the same bait that I throw in the spring of the year, just a tungsten jig head with a 3.2 Divine swim bait on it. Shad color, or that one, the sexified shad there, that's a good one too. But just covering water, getting those areas where you see the bait popping. First thing in the morning, late in the evenings, you'll start seeing the bait kind of start popcorning up on the surface. Not a lot of chasing activity that I've seen as far as fish up pushing, but again, it's still late summer. Fish still in that weird transition, that late summer deal, where water temperatures are still hot, and we just haven't had enough cool night. We had some nice nights and some nice days, but now it's just warmed right back up to, it's supposed to be 98 degrees again this weekend. So that all being said, the fishing, like I say, is overall going to be pretty tough until we get those cool nights. But that's kind of what I've seen out here over the last few weeks. Don't forget about the Deep Dive app. Download that app. If you're not using it, I highly suggest this. If you've got fall classics, no matter what lake you're on, get on the Deep Dive app, download it on your app store, and get on there and punch in your conditions on your phone, and you can change water level. You can find the wind-blown banks. There's some upgrade options there on that app where you can get on there and you can pay for some extra bonuses on that app where you can the wind-blown areas and things like that you can find. It. What's really cool about that app is that if you're on a place that you're not that familiar with, I'm starting to get calls, guys coming in on their fall classics. We'll start seeing a lot of fall classics come here on Kentucky Lake, and you can put the conditions in: grass, no grass, low water, high water, find the wind-blown areas, places that it just breaks it down for you. Not only can you sit on your map and study an area before you come here, but you can plug those areas in and it tells you exactly what to throw. Really cool app. Highly suggest you get on there, take a look at that. If you're in the area, come by the shop at Sonar Solutions, full rigging shop. You guys have heard me say it. Lowrance, Humminbird, Garmin, we sell and install all major brands right there at the shop. We'll get you out on the water, show you how to use the stuff. The guys at Kentucky Lake Outdoors have moved. They've got a brand new location. They've got a full selection of all the baits that I talk about, the Nichols baits, the dirty jigs, the 6 cents baits. They got a huge selection of 6 cents now. So go by, check those guys out. They're just right outside of Draftonville there, not too far from our shop, right before you turn into Moore's there. Go by and check those guys out. But if you want to get on the water over the next few weeks, I've got a few days left in September, not many, and then I'm starting to book for the latter part of October. I will be on fall break that first part of October, but I will check in here probably in the next few weeks. If you want to get on the water, shoot me an email, info@brandonhunterfishing.com, and I will see you guys on the water.